Hey, thanks for joining me in the Listen It Girl podcast. This is your go-to podcast for news, culture, and conversations that everyone else is afraid to have about the LGBTQ plus news. I'm your host, Zach Randles-Friedman, and today we're doing something a little different because this isn't just a headline. This is a shift, a big one. Because when you're paying attention, you'll probably notice something feels off. The rainbow logos, fewer. Pride campaigns, quieter. Corporate posts that used to flood your feed every June are going to be missing. So this is the question. Is corporate pride dead? And maybe even more importantly, do we even want it back? So let's get into that. So what's happening? Here's what's going on. Over the past year, and especially heading into Pride 2026, we're seeing a very clear trend. Major companies are scaling back their LGBTQ plus visibility. We're talking fewer Pride collections, less rainbow branding, minimal social media campaigns, and in some cases, complete silence. And this isn't random. A lot of this is being driven by political pressure and public backlash. Brands are scared. They're scared of boycotts. They're scared of controversy. They're scared of being dragged into culture wars when they used to pretend they weren't part of. So instead of standing firm, they're stepping back quietly. No big announcements, no accountability, just disappearing. And if you're part of this community, you do feel it because it's not just about marketing, it's about visibility. Because here's where things get complicated. Because while some people are upset, others are saying good. And that's because for years, a lot of us has been calling out something called rainbow capitalism. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Brands that change their logo to be a rainbow in June, sell pride merch, post love is love graphics, and then disappear the other 11 months of the year. No real advocacy, no real donations, no actual support when things get hard. Just vibes and profit. So now that those same companies are pulling back, some people in the LGBTQ plus community are asking, were they ever really allies or just advertisers? Because allyship isn't supposed to be seasonal. Its support isn't supposed to disappear the second it becomes inconvenient. And this is where things get really interesting. The community is divided because the LGBTQ community is split. On one side, people are saying this is dangerous. Less visibility means less normalization, less representation, and potentially less progress. Because whether we like it or not, those big corporate campaigns did something. They put LGBTQ people in front of millions of eyes. They made Pride feel mainstream. But on the other side, you have people saying, we don't need these fake allies. We're tired of performative support, empty messaging, brands putting off queer identity. And what they're asking is the bigger question. What if Pride was never supposed to be corporate in the first place? Because Pride didn't start as a marketing campaign. It started as a protest. And before I continue with this story, I just wanted to tell you, when I first started this podcast, and honestly, even thinking about being a business around it, it felt really overwhelming. Like suddenly I was just a host, I was a producer, a marketer, a designer, a scheduler, basically everything, every single hat you can imagine. And it can get lonely trying to figure out all those things on your own. Every day there's a new decision, a new problem, a new what do I even do next moment. And that's why having the right partner makes it difference. For millions of businesses, that partner is Shopify. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses worldwide and 10% of all e-commerce in the US, from brands like Gymshark to creators just getting started like you and me. What I love is how easy they make it to actually build something that looks legit. You can create a full online store with hundreds of customizable templates that match your brand, and then they can take it even further. Shopify has a built-in AI tools that can help you write product descriptions, headlines, and even improve your product images. Plus, it's not just about building, it's about growing. Shopify helps you get your brand out there with email and social campaigns like you've got a full marketing team behind you. And everything, inventory, payments, analytics, it's all in one place. No juggling 5 different platforms trying to find what makes it work. I remember hitting a point when I realized if I really want to scale what I'm building, I needed tools that can help keep up with me. And that's exactly what Shopify does. What I love about Shopify is how, no matter how big you want to grow, It gives you everything you need to take control and actually get to the next level. So start your business today with the industry's best business partner, Shopify, and start hearing. Sign up for your $1 per month trial today at shopify.com/listenup. That's shopify.com/listenup. And now let's get back to the news. Let's talk about the part that isn't getting enough attention, the real world impact. Because this shift, it doesn't just affect big brands, it affects people. It affects LGBTQ plus nonprofits that relied on corporate funding, small queer creators who partner with brands during Pride, independent business that benefited from visibility. When corporations pull back, money disappears, opportunities disappear. And for that, a lot of people in this community, that matters. At the same time, though, we're also seeing something else, grassroots pride. More local events, more community-led initiatives, and more focus on real connections instead of corporate sponsorships. And maybe, just maybe, that's where the future is heading. So here's my take, and I'm going to be honest. I think we're in a transition moment because, yes, corporate pride brought visibility, but it also created this illusion of support. And now that things are getting harder, we're seeing who actually shows up and who doesn't. And as someone who creates content in this space, I see both sides. I see the opportunities that come from brand support, but I've also seen how quickly that support disappears. So maybe the question isn't, is corporate pride dead? But maybe the question is, what replaces it? Because this community has never needed permission to exist. We've never needed their corporations to validate us, and we definitely don't need them now. So maybe this is the moment where pride becomes ours again, not a campaign, not a logo, not a marketing strategy, but a movement, a community, a voice. And honestly, this might be more powerful than anything a brand could ever have given us. Pride is just around the corner in June, and companies are already starting to talk about what they're going to do for their plans. And it would be interesting to see June 1st who actually shows up and still does something with Pride Month. Thank you for listening to this special episode of Listen Up Girl. If this episode makes you think even a little bit, make sure you share it, subscribe, and leave a review because these conversations matter. And I will see you tomorrow with LGBTQ plus news. I'm your host, Zach Randles-Friedman. Thanks for listening.